like I said, Sherry just had this wonderful vision, for really what a historian should do for the body and involve the body. One thing, that we discovered is that we're celebrating the 65th anniversary of PWC and all that means. It's been so exciting. Hang on a second. There we go. And I learn more every day about these ladies that started PWC and the ladies that have continued to carry the baton. This picture is actually of a group in 1955 at one of those original conferences in Germany. These are the ladies that we stand on their backs. I actually am friends with a relative of one of these ladies, and this just is a God thing about how this got in my hands, really it is. So we're thankful for these 65 years that God has blessed PWC, and I hope you'll be blessed when you hear the legacy moments about the history and legacy of PWC. When Sherry asked me to do this, you know, all I'm gonna say is but God. He is weaving the story that he wants to tell you, and I'm just the vehicle. So I felt like he kind of gave me these three tenets of what the legacy should be about, and I try to stay faithful to these things. So our legacy moments will center around these: ladies learning the legacy, ladies living the legacy, and ladies leading a legacy. But we can't lead a legacy or learn legacy if we don't know what it's about. And I think that this not only speaks to our legacy of who we are as Christian women and what we pass to others in Christian service and in salvation. I think it not only speaks to that, but these ladies that have gone before us, they thought this was important, to come alongside the chaplain corps, to minister. Ladies minister uniquely, ladies to ladies. That's just a unique ministry, and we're thankful. And for many years, we weren't blessed to have female chaplains in as much abundance as we do now, so we're thankful for that today. So I want to tell you a little bit about a couple of things today that are woven into today's program. One thing we want to talk about is that in the early years of PWC, they had a theme, and it became our motto: we are workers together for Christ. But they also had an early hymn that was written in 1955 at one of those early conferences by a conference attendee. And so she wrote this chorus that they used, and I believe that that is the smaller sheet that I have here for you to see. We are workers together for Christ. But we also came across another version. There have been several versions, it looks like, of the song that I think have been born out of each different generation or group of ladies saying, we need a song for us. And the one that I want to share with you about today, we're so blessed because Catherine Cantrell, our worship leader, is going to teach you this song in a little bit. And I want you to know the richness of this song. I want you to know where it came from and what it really means. And it's very powerful. So this song that we're going to be singing, the longer song, was written in 2002 by one of our PWC sisters. Her name is Christine Young, and I did not know her. I just found this slip of paper in a box of history that I was given. But this week I have been in communication with her, and this I can't even tell you how exciting this story gets. So if you'll bear with me, I want to share with you. I asked Christine when I was in touch with her, I said, tell me about the song. Like, why did you write a song in 2002? What's the backstory? So she is actually, she's got a degree in Christian leadership and ministry from Liberty Seminary. She is a singer and very musically inclined, and worked with PWC Europe for many years. She now lives in Michigan. And so I want to tell you this story, some in her own words, and I'll paraphrase some to save time. But this is the backstory on the song that you're going to be learning upstairs in just a little bit. And this is Christine's words right here. The wonderful thing about this song is that all the glory belongs to God. I've never written a song before. I really don't claim to have written this one now. I just listened to the tune that God sang in my ear. The best part about this song is that it happened amongst my PWC sisters for them to witness its birth and share with me in its growing. I was at an installation service at my own local chapter in, I can't pronounce this word, Germany. Okay, I've not been in Germany. It begins with a G and it's very long. But it's not, no, it's not Grafenbeer, because I know that one.
Okay.
This one is a different one. But anyway, it's in Germany. And you can come see this and read it yourself. And for those of you that may not know, so an installation service is when we do our change of officers at the end of the year. And we, the outgoing president welcomes the new president. We have a chaplain there, and it's a beautiful ceremony with candles. And so that's what she's talking about. This installation service was in Germany. She had no idea. She said she had an idea that God was going to birth this song, and she had spoken to Joyce Zook, the European president, the day before about the very subject. I know Joyce. I've met her before at Fort Hood. Maybe some of you know Joyce, so I thought that was interesting. So Christine says, I felt we needed our own signature song, and that it needed to have the 4 aims of PWC written in the song. So I'm going to paraphrase from here. So the installation service began with the candles. The chaplain stood up and reiterated the theme of PWC. We were workers together for Christ. And she felt like all of a sudden she had heard those words for the first time. And then she started hearing a song that God gave her. She scrambled to find paper, went out to write it down. When she came back in, the local president, Terry Moore, got up and she was reciting the 4 aims. And Christine says, and there it was, the song for me. And I wrote it all there. And she says, another thing about this, she said this song was straight from the hand of God. And she goes on to tell a story with a non-believer that was a recording person that helped her record music and that knew her skills and said, you didn't write this song. And he was a non-believer, and she said, no, I didn't, God did. He said, I believe that, because you're not a writer. So just some really interesting things. So she closes with this. Since that time, the song has taken on a life of its own, and so much so that it can only point to the Lord. So let us strive to listen more and not miss the opportunity of doing the Lord's work here on earth. And this is the verse she closes with. Remember not the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I am doing a new thing, and now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? That's Isaiah 43, 18 through 19. I found it very, very interesting that she closed this with that verse. The Lord led me to that verse in a legacy moment previously in this year. And I was like, well, I understand, Lord, that we're really talking about putting away the old self and taking on the new self. I understand that that's really what it's talking about in a spiritual context. But as a historian, do I need to be telling people to put away the old things? I mean, I want them to get down, reach into the, they might take this the wrong way. But then I realized when we learn and we appreciate the old things and the past about our history, then it empowers us to do what's new in the future that we need to be doing in our time for such a time as this. So in that aspect, yes, as historian, I'm going to say, remember the former things, but consider not the things of old, because behold, don't be strapped down to that, because the Lord is going to be doing something new. And it doesn't have to look like it's always looking before for Him to use it. So I just wanted to share that with you real quickly.